Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Miss Comica, and this is pull list for the week of January 25th, 2017. I only got two this week. I got Doom Patrol and Saga, and this is Saga 42 and Doom Patrol number 4. And this is actually the first issue I've picked up. I've been trying to get issues of this, but there's been some kind of difficulty or trouble with my subscription service at the comic book shop, but this is the first one that I've been able to get my hands on, and so the first one that I've actually read. But this is actually written by Gerard Way, and it's the same Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. He's actually a comic book writer as well. So that's why I was mostly interested in it. Another reason is because it's from DC's Young Animal line, and it's kind of like their side publisher where they do more mature content, so from DC. To be honest, it was a little bit hard to jump into. This isn't one where you can kind of figure it out as you go, but even though I'm saying that, the story was still very interesting. It was very intriguing. It definitely contains blood and gore and violence, and they even drop an F-bomb, so if that's something you're interested in, check it out. If not, steer clear. It has really intriguing characters as well. There's actually 3 different stories going on. I'm not really sure how they're related or even if they're related at all, and I really want to continue the story and see where it goes. With that said, I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 5 stars, and that's kind of saying a lot considering I was kind of lost a lot. But it was still really interesting and intriguing, and I know that once I get my hands on the last 3, it's going to fill in a lot of holes. And even if I don't get my hands on the last 3, I can still pick up where it goes from here. Go ahead and stay tuned until the second half of this video, and then you can see a little bit more in depth about this issue with some spoilers. Moving on, the other comic I got this week was Saga number 42. This is the last comic that they're going to put out until probably April or May. Just for the next few months they're going to go on hiatus, so of course they have to leave this one on a cliffhanger, but as they do with every single issue, but especially their cliffhanger issues, this one was particularly entertaining and just delightful, but in kind of a painful and bittersweet way. So Saga is classified as a space opera, kind of like Star Wars meets Romeo and Juliet. That's really how everybody describes Saga. Actually becoming really closely classified with Game of Thrones, just kind of the way the story is developing. So if you're interested in Star Wars, or if you like space, or if you like Game of Thrones, or even just a great story, definitely recommend picking up Saga. This issue definitely did not disappoint. So if you're behind, or if you have never read it before, now is the time to catch up on Saga, considering there's going to be a few month hiatus, just in time to catch up. Now moving on to the spoilers section. This is a good time to stop this video if you haven't and you don't want to see any spoilers. So back to Doom Patrol. Like I said, this is Doom Patrol number 4, and I don't have any previous experience or knowledge about this comic. I just picked it up because I knew it was Gerard Way, and also because it was a mature rated DC comic. So like I said, it has 3 different character stories going on. The first one starts with a father and son. So it starts off with the son performing some demonic rituals, and the dad steps in, he catches him, develops into them arguing about how they have no relationship, and the son is really alone and he really needs his father, and his dad kind of passes off the conversation, and then it escalates into a fight between the mother ever coming back. She's an estranged mother / wife. The other character story going on, character story number 2 if you will, a group of 3 characters, and they're entering this place called the negative space. It starts off with this space jury, and they declare that Captain Larry Traynor is guilty of a crime, and he is sentenced to continuing out his life in a conscious form minus his physical body. So he gets to actually live a full life, they tell him, but without his human form and in a conscious only presence. So they confiscate his body and then allow him to live consciously. It sounds really cool and interesting, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't know anything else aside from that. And then lastly, the third story in Doom Patrol number 4 is about, it looks like it's the actual number 1 main character, and her name is Casey. And it starts off with her imprisoned, and then she's discovering that she has these like super abilities, and she's discovering how to use them. So she ends up utilizing these powers in order to escape from prison. She's also followed by this cute little animal. I'm sure it's some sort of alien, it might even be evil, I'm not quite sure, but it's so adorable. She ends up meeting her old companion Danny, who is this like broken down ambulance, and it turns out that Danny is kind of like this sentient like transportation device sort of. Right now he's in this like broken down ambulance form, but he can turn into a brick, as he's talked about in a different story about his past. Or he was talking about how he created kind of this like city that's like a safe haven for people to live in, so he can transform his physical self and become like a transportation device. But like I said, he is sentient, so he's kind of like a person. I don't really know, but it's really very interesting. Casey teams up with Danny, and Danny lets her know that when they team up together that they can travel to the past and they can actually prevent things from happening. They've decided to prevent this major like evil situation from happening. All right, so that was Doom Patrol. The other comic that I picked up was Saga, and let me just say, if you read Saga and you're current and you read this and you're here for some emotional support, honey, I got you. You can start a support group if you like. I definitely would love to have a support group after I read Saga. Every single time I read it and something terrible happens, some sort of tragedy, it's like so heart-wrenching. They just know how to get your heartstrings, just back up and tell you basically what happened in this issue. All right, so we get a little bit more story from Gwen and Sophie and Lion Cat. Just basically shows them living this like wonderful and lovely life, and the only problem is they're starting to have these like bad feelings about things that they've done. Sophie's wondering, you know, if she's gonna go to hell for everything that she's done, that yeah, she did it for the betterment of mankind, but people had to die for this war and she had a hand in it, so she's kind of struggling with morality. We also get a little bit of story about the Mark. He's slumped to even more embarrassing lows. He's encountered by an enemy, and it turns out that he actually gets shot in the belly, and then Sweet Boy, the little dog, gets shot in the head, and we're pretty sure that poor little Sweet Boy is gone. We're not sure if the Mark is gone, but this enemy has just come up to him and said that you've shot and killed somebody that I loved, now face the repercussions. Things aren't looking good for the Mark. Our favorite little fam ends up finding some fuel and fleeing off of Fang. Say that 10 times fast. So they do end up leaving, and Alana tries to take the clan family that they've encountered on Fang. She's trying to scoop them up and save them and take them with them on the ship, but it turns out that the clan leader, the grandma, she says, thanks but no thanks, our life is here on Fang and we're not leaving, we're putting our trust in God. And Alana's like, you're crazy, come on, and they say no. It's a really sad and heartbreaking moment for poor Hazel, because as you know, she has this relationship with Curdy, and she doesn't even get to say goodbye to Curdy. It's a life or death situation, and they part ways at that moment. And so our fam ends up making it off. Meanwhile, they are struck by an obstacle. Alana is hit and she kind of falls and gets injured. She's okay, but we're pretty sure that the baby didn't make it. It's another really sad thing. Poor Alana, this poor family, they just can't catch a break. Flashback to the planet of Fang, and it shows the clan, and they clearly don't make it, and it's just such a heart-wrenching moment. They flash to Curdy and they just show him just slowly being taken over by death, and it's just so sad and heart-wrenching. And then on top of that, the creators just leave you with 6 pages of just cold, stark, black pages, 6 pages of just blackness, and that's where we're left for the next few months. Not even any notes from the editors, and that's where we're left with this issue. So yeah, so those are the 2 issues that I picked up this week. If you guys picked up these issues, or if you want to start a Saga support group, go ahead and let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys read Saga? Do you guys read Doom Patrol? Also, while I was reading Doom Patrol, I saw on the back, it had an advertisement for a new TV show coming up called Powerless, and it's from DC, and it says it's a comedy, and it looks pretty interesting. Comes out February 2nd. Definitely interested in checking that out. You never know. Speaking of comic book TV shows, the Archie series on CW called Riverdale, that's coming up soon. Definitely want to check that out, and I'm gonna watch it, and I will come back and let you guys know if it's good, and I want to hear from you guys. Let me know if it's good if I miss it. I'm currently watching Jessica Jones. I really liked Daredevil. I don't watch like Arrow or Supergirl or anything in the DC universe, but maybe I should. Thanks you guys for stopping by and checking out this week's pull list. look forward to some new content coming soon. I have recorded a tag with my sister, and that's about anime. And then also look forward to getting an afterwards about the anime that I'm currently watching called Parasite. I have like 4 episodes left. And thanks again for stopping by. I have my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and my anime list listed in the description box below. I will see you guys next week. Bye!